quite frankly, there's parts of this movie directorially that scare me. And I mean that in the best possible way, but there are certain sequences I have no idea how I'm going to make. Now, this is probably the start of the documentary where I start to go into my job as a director, because I feel that if you want to see how I made the film, then I need to go into the detail of how I'm actually going to put this together. So hopefully you'll stay with me as I explain the behind the scenes from a technical perspective, instead of you just seeing interviews of people saying, oh, this day was fun, and oh, I like working with that person, and those kind of behind the scenes videos and documentaries that infuriate me when I just want to know how you made the film. In order to translate what's in my head to the production team and to everyone that's going to come on board from now on, we needed storyboards. Yes, I've done concept art, but they're sort of still open to interpretation. They are literally what they are. They're pieces of art that explain a concept, that get people excited about the kind of glossy scale of the film. And even storyboards can be kind of open to interpretation, because yes, they can be drawn by the most amazing people, but they don't really have any sort of technical information behind them that can actually help you put the film together, because we don't have the budget to be open to interpretation. Every single frame of this film needs to be storyboarded in a very precise way so we can focus our fairly minimal resources on what's actually going to end up on the screen. Now, usually people only previs, visual effects sequences, but I find them really useful even to previs the dialogue scenes, because then what you have is a very accurate view of what a scene is going to look like. You can build a set in 3D, you can use actual cameras and play with the lenses you're going to use, and all that relates to physical information that you can use on set. It's basically free to find out. All it costs is time, and time it took. It took over 2 months to previs this entire film, and I'm still tweaking things now as I start to play the script and figure out some other sequences. So, but what it means is that I can sit people down and press play, and they can effectively watch my film in a very crude kind of animation style. It really shows the scale of what I'm after. So I used a program called FrameForge3D. It's a brilliant program for this, very easy to use, and it's got a lot of off-the-shelf models and characters you can use. But because you can import stuff, you can import models, I actually worked with some freelance modelers, because 3D modeling is definitely not my domain, to design some key things that weren't going to be off the shelf that would work for this film. So the look of our temple, for example, the kind of look of the camp, the type of tents I wanted to use, and various other props and details that are important to the story but weren't necessarily, downloadable off the shelf. And the way I did that was basically started with a normal shot list. So I sat down with the script and basically started out with scene 1, shot 1, this lens size, this is what happens, and this is kind of the thing I think we're going to shoot it on, like a dolly or a crane or a drone, that kind of thing. I did that for every single scene. So when I went to the Previz software, I basically created those shots in the software. Some things changed, and what's great about 3D is that you can play around and move the camera around and figure out some cool angles that maybe you didn't notice before, and it's already made the film better by doing this. It's a lot of work, but honestly, it pays off in the end. Directing is all about prep. The more you prep now, the better the film will be, because right now, all it's costing you is your own time. And if you can put all the thought process in now, of the different ways you can shoot something, the different ways you can put the sequence together, then you're not scratching your head on set when you've got 20, 30, 40 people stood there waiting for you, and it's costing you money and time and probably daylight. So definitely recommend prevising your film, especially if it's something on this scale. So having done the previs, I now know what locations I need to use. So next up is going to be all about locations. And a little note, thank you so much for all your support so far, your messages on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube have just been brilliant. And it's been lovely seeing people be inspired by this whole process already. I've not even shot a single frame of the film yet. So again, thank you so much. in those times when I still think it's pretty crazy to do this, the odd message I get from someone saying "Go Phil" is great. So thank you very much, and you can continue to support this by liking the video and sharing this and joining me on this crazy journey.